This is my first time in LA and obviously my first time at the Oscars, but you've been coming for a while. What's your favourite moment, do you think?
I think, well, my most memorable moment, and there have been a lot of them, the first time I came here was in 2001, which was when Russell Crowe won for Gladiator.
Oh, of course.
It was an incredible year. I remember sitting, actually my date on the night was Michael Usher, who was the 9 journo in LA at the time. You can actually hear us, if you listen carefully, if you're playing along at home, you can hear us yelling out in the middle of Russell's acceptance speech, go Russell! We had a great time, and I tell you what, hanging out with him afterwards and jumping in a big black SUV, two of them actually, we careered around town and caught up with his mum and his dad, and Danielle was there. It was a joyous occasion, finally sitting down and having a bite to eat and celebrate. It was a wonderful time for him.
It must have been amazing to have some Aussies in the crowd heckling, cheering him on.
Well, it's no different for Russell. He does it. But that is, if I had to pick a moment, that was pretty special.
There's
I've
a
got to
couple for me that I really like.
Yeah.
One was 1973, I think it was, when Marlon Brando boycotted the Oscars.
Oh yeah, that
and
was.
sent up Sachin Littlefeather in his place because of the treatment of Native American people by the American film industry. And the other one, of course,
It was pretty controversial, wasn't it?
Very controversial at the time. The other one, of course, was when J-Law stacked it, 2013.
Oh, that was quite amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You don't need any mustard.
Sure I'll be doing that.
No, you won't. Well, newsflash, we don't actually get to go to the Oscars.
Yeah, well, I'll manage. If there's a stack to be had, I'll do it. What
Well,
do you
there you
reckon,
go.
Georgie and Deb? What are your favourites?
Oh, it's hard to choose, Brooke. I mean, it's a bit like choosing your favourite child, really. It's impossible. There have been so many really, really golden moments. But I did particularly love it when Ellen DeGeneres was host.
Oh, yes.
Back in 2014, remember she went out to... she wanted to break the internet with her Twitter selfie. I loved this. It started with Meryl and then it just grew. And it did set the record for the most retweeted picture ever shared.
Yeah, I reckon she's just a fantastic host. Wonderful.
She was hilarious. And you know, so many frocks as well on that red carpet. They're scrutinised more. Well, you make a very good point, Stevie, because I reckon the shocker of all time, it's become quite infamous, hasn't it? Bjork's swan gown that she wore back in 2001.
Oh, look, she embraced it. I loved it, you know.
Oh, it was as quirky as it gets.
Yeah, exactly.
I reckon that's up there as one of my favourite moments.
I love walking back in time when Catherine Martin won for Moulin Rouge, because I think Moulin Rouge was such a standout film. It was in 2002, but I actually got to hold one of her winning Oscars. She won 2 of them. It was the total pinch me moment. When I was a bit like Dickie over there reporting on the Oscars, I was a US correspondent at the time, and I chased all over LA the following day to get an interview with Catherine and Baz and got to hold that Oscar, which was so amazing. And I reckon we were robbed a bit that year too, because that was the year that Russell was also nominated for A Beautiful Mind. He lost out there. Nicole was nominated for Moulin Rouge and she also missed out. But yeah, Catherine Martin and Moulin Rouge was such a terrific film that year.
Yeah, she did us proud, didn't she? I remember loving that credit card frock
yes,
that she wore.
it was
amazing.
really cool.
You know what I love? My favourite moment was back in 1999. It was dominated by Roberto Benigni.
Oh, yes.
And he just had so much passion.
He's a little
won
powerhouse like you.
Yeah, best actor, best foreign film for Life is Beautiful. And this celebration was so over the top and so real and passionate. It made everyone around the world smile, I think. Look at that, the jumping, the hopping. And then, of course, Billy Crystal, one of my favourites of all time. He's hosted the Oscars 9 times, second only to Bob Hope, another one of the greats. But he always puts on such an amazing show. I love his opening monologues.
Yeah.
And especially where he does the film parodies at the start.
So good.
He's just cool.
Bring him
He's so
back.
cool.
Bring him
And
back.
I just reckon if you're going to talk about memorable Oscars moments, I know it's only recent history, but I just don't reckon we'll ever have a more moment than 2017 when they announced the wrong winner. Do you remember this? The big climax of the night, Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway up there announcing La La Land, and it should have been Moonlight. Just...
Yeah, it was like, how did that happen?
Guys, you had one job.
Yeah, exactly.
One job.
And Dickie, we've managed to track down that picture you were talking about with you and Rusty. So we've dug into the archives. There we are.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a big night, Dickie.
That was a party.
That was the tail end of a really large evening, I must say. Russell's going to
Really?
That looks awesome.
No.
the Russell's crowd there. Yeah, Dickie looks a bit, you know, spot the one who started early. But that was a wonderful night. Russell, of course, was nominated 3 years in a row, which was just something pretty special, and won one of those. But I love the La La Land too, Tommy. You remember that? La La Land was the best picture of the year for about 30 seconds. It was just quite the thing.
What a time. Hopefully it doesn't happen this year. Hopefully they can read what it says in the envelope and don't leave it up to the poor director.
That's right, and no host as such this year, so it'll be really interesting. Back to the numbers, just 3 sleeps till the Oscars.
Cannot wait. Bring it on. It'll be wonderful. Thanks, guys.
See you soon.